The mathematics is already ongoing as to how they can formulate the plan ahead of 2027. If you had listened to the Evening Rush on Friday, you would have heard where I played one of the conversation of the president, where he said that he would actually encourage anyone to actually join the APC, opposition political members who have their interest in vying for their political rise or horizon wouldn't want to stay in a sinking ship with no life jacket. And the president implored his loyalists and supporters and well-loving Nigerians who trust his political reforms or his economic reforms to sweep the slate clean, meaning get more members. He told us that more members will be joining the APC. In the same vein, there are permutations about coalition. Today you hear that Peter Obi, Al-Rufai, Rotimi Amaechi, Atiku Abubakar are meeting. Tomorrow you will also hear that a couple of persons are meeting. We've been hearing several coalition talks, prospective political parties that they want to form this alignment with is either the Social Democratic Party or the ADC. Well, the SDP says that they will not allow external elements to destabilize their party and they will not allow imposition. Adebayo also said that he will run in for the 2027 presidency. And a couple of people believe that the coalition is just about the same set of persons running around in the same house but different rooms. They don't see any difference about this coalition. Now, there are strong indications that if anyone wants to unseat the president, the coalition needs to be strong with viable persons. Combination of a Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, or maybe a Yemi Oshibajo. They've been mentioning a couple of persons they think are strong, but it's like the president already foresees this. The big question is this. Indeed, Nigerians will vote against the APC and not any other political party. It is now left for Nigerians to know what they want and choose the path they want to get to, who would represent their interest. If it is all about grabbing power, regardless of who grabs the power, who knows, you may be entering from frying pan to more fire. You remember a couple of persons felt that Buhari's administration was worse. Some people feel this is worse than Buhari's administration. So if you think that this administration is worse, what if you go for someone who just wants to grab power by all means and then the person is worse, if English will permit me to say that. However, it's your choice as Nigerians to decide what you want. I officially welcome you to the political spotlight right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Mwachuku and we have officially commenced. Thank you for staying with us. Now, May 25, on Thursday, May 29, 2025, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration would have completed 2 years in office. That is 2 years shy of his constitutionally mandated 4-year tenure. Now, during his inauguration on May 29, 2023, the president unveiled a policy framework named Renewed Hope Agenda, with key areas of focus as defense and internal security, job creation, macroeconomic stability, improved investment environment, human capital development, poverty reduction, and social security. While not much was accomplished in the president's first 1 year in office, thereby compelling him to reshuffle his cabinet for the purpose of injecting capable hands and fresh ideas in September 2024. 7 new ministers were employed to replace a sacked while 3 were redeployed. The 7 ministers are Bianca Ojukwu, State Foreign Affairs; Dr. Netemwa Yilwada replaced suspended Betta Edo as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction; Mohamedou Meigari Dingiadi, Labour and Employment; Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Industry, Trade and Investment. While the 6 that were redeployed are Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, former Minister of State Education, redeployed as Minister of State Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. As it stands, the government has given itself a pass mark with the crowning moment involving the endorsement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a sole candidate of the party in the forthcoming 2027 general election by governors and lawmakers elected on the platform of the governing All Progressives Congress and some sympathizers in the opposition People's Democratic Party, notably the 3 senators from Osun State: Senator Kamarudin Oyewumi, Osun West; Senator Olubiyi Ajagunla, Osun Central; and Senator Francis Fadahusi, Osun East. At the one-day APC summit with the theme Renewed Hope Agenda, the journey so far held at the Banquet Hall State House, Abuja, last Thursday, the Minister of Information and All-National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, summarized the government's success story so far. According to Idris, President Tinubu remains committed to transforming Nigeria through the Renewed Hope Agenda, which he described as a bold people-first blueprint that is turning obstacles into opportunities. Oh well, it is not surprising that the administration will praise itself, isn't it? In the same vein, there are internal wrangling or political issues within some of the political parties that serve a strong opposition. That is the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party. Well, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, as well as former governors of Rivers State, Rotimi Amici, and former Vice Presidential candidate of the Yusuf Labour Party, that is Dati Baba Ahmed, are currently holding a meeting in Abuja. The opposition figures are meeting at the Continental Hotel in the nation's capital for the National Political Consultative Group, North. The meeting may not be unconnected to ongoing talks on coalition to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. Well, in the political scenario in this country at this very moment, the highlight is how to unseat President Tinubu. President Tinubu is actually applying all his bazookas, you know, the gunshot, the AK-47. Well, I will not use it in the literary term, but it's almost like metaphorical, that you see that all the shotguns are applied to ensure that whatever coalition is at play, whatever opposition party that stands a strong chance to contest is literally neutralized, and so you have a clean sweep for the APC. The president has literally admitted to the fact that all the machinations and all that you see ongoing is literally the strategic handwork of the APC. So whatever method is applied, they are not forcing anybody to join the APC, but they will apply the seductive method. The seductive method is make sure that your returning ticket will definitely be granted to you automatically and the party will support you. More monies will be given to you. Whatever cases you have with the EFCC will be stored in the process, so long as your allegiance is with the party and you're able to deliver your polling unit. Get as many persons as you can from your constituencies to support the APC. Whatever devices will be actually applied so long as the APC wins in 2027. So, there was a podcast recently held by Alibaba and another person who owns the podcast channel called Think Outside the Box. And Alibaba was able to disclose to us this political playbook. Well, maybe in 2023, this playbook did not apply. But trust me, with what is currently going on and all that was addressed in that podcast, it is possible that that playbook is what is being applied. What I'm trying to say is that Alibaba said Obasanjo called him and he thought that Alibaba wanted to get into politics. And so he started giving him some insight or secrets applied to winning elections, which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu may be applying as his own machination to win the 2027 elections. I want us to take a listen to what Alibaba is saying and connect the dots of recent happenings in our political scene.
So he says, hey, wait, okay, yeah. He says, Ali, yeah, I'm going to read that. Ali, I'm happy you are catching up with politics, but you still have a lot to learn. And I said, like what, sir? He said, like how you get governors and presidents elected. So you need 7 governors to win an election. Lagos, Bayelsa, Delta, Rivers, Kano, Kaduna, and the CBN governor.
To win at federal level, a
presidential election, you need 7 governors. 1, Lagos. 2, Bayelsa. 3, Delta. 4, Rivers. 5, Kano. 6, Kaduna. 7, the CBN governor.
So you just, without, even if you are a political novice,
you know what all this means.
Understand the permutation.
Exactly. And so when I said, but Kano and Kaduna don't have much, he said, that's for numbers.
For numbers. True. For numbers.
He said, and what is money? That's numbers too. Right? He goes to say, you need 44 of the most popular senatorial districts. He said, you need to have awarded 10 contracts, and 15% of that contract can give you marginal impact at the polls. And you must award these contracts in your first year of assumption of office.
Whoa.
Because if you don't do that, then you can't ask the people for anything. Because when you give them at the first year of your getting into office, when it's time for elections, you just tell them, do you want to continue this contract, or they know what to do. He said, you must name your CGN, you must name your IGP, you must name your Controller General Customs, you must name the head of the NNPC, you must name your CBN governor. And if you want to get into the judiciary, you must suspend pending cases of corrupt past governors who are loaded. Don't forget that those guys have chests.
War chests
that's just sitting down waiting for who they want to align with. No matter how much EFCC milks from them, they still have plenty. These are people who were sitting on a monthly federal allocation. Don't forget that. Sometimes when your federal allocation, like some states we mentioned, when they get their federal allocation, they don't touch it. They actually add to it because their state internally generated revenue is higher than what the federal gives to them. So if federal government gives them 3 naira, they can add 4 naira to it and spend 7. So when they leave office, EFCC can't go and look for them because they added money to what federal government gave them. But you see that internally generated revenue, that is their sweat, as it's called. It's their money, they generated it themselves. They can determine anything they want to do with it. Lagos State internally generated revenue is higher than what federal government gives them.
Obasanjo just seized it for like forever.
They call this bluff.
Nobody cares.
They call this bluff. That's what we used to pay salaries, just And then it says, yes, this is the meaty part of it. Say, get US or China support. Because of their businesses in your country, they would support whoever. You heard the fallout from the Senate in this thing that said how they helped Buhari to get into office and remove Jonathan. National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, Market Women, NURTW, Unsettled the organized labor.
Settle or unsettled?
Unsettled. Now, organized labor is where you then have people who protest, we're not this, we're this, and we're supporting that, we don't like this, all of that. There's one more. Get 10 of the richest Nigerians on your side. And we know the usual suspects. Infiltrate opposition parties and let them decamp before election. So, you have your party, I want to infiltrate the party. I'll send my people to leave my own party and join your own party before the elections. So when the time of elections comes, they will then disrupt the whole thing. They probably will be the ones they put in charge of electioneering campaign. You won't know that the reason they decamp from that side was to make sure that your own campaign doesn't succeed. So when you are planning and saying, no, this is what we'll do this, they inform those people that this is what they plan to do. So by the time...
And later on you will hear they are going back to their old party.
Exactly. Somebody did it when he said, he was supposed to be was supposed to be, I think, Ashiwaju's campaign guy. Then he left to go and support the guy from Kano. You know, sometimes when these people say some things, you know, you have to respect this. Infiltrate opposition parties and let them decamp before them. Buy delegates 1 year, 1 year before your congresses. 1 year before the congresses, buy them. So I asked, how do you buy congresses? It's okay, so this is what you do. You know who and who will be selected as delegates. You can permutate and say, this man will be delegates in another 4 years. You give 2 of his daughters jobs in a bank. You give this other person's wife a shop in so and so place. This other person wants to go to Hajj, they go to Hajj. This one wants to do something. When the time for election comes and you say, this is the person I support, because of those people that you have given, they won't mess up. Why some people are trying to raise money to give dollars to some people? You already have bought their loyalty since. Have a hand in appointing all party chairmen, all parties chairmen, all parties. So it's not. So when you hear that 2 people are gunning for an office and you are not in the party, you call the other parties running against him. Say, you want to be chairman? We'll fund you. Whereas secure INEC and state rec, blogs and social media, religious leaders, royal fathers, appointment of board of chairmen and DGs. It says refer to number 2. Get 4 constitutional lawyers on retainership.
Okay, so there is something I want us to actually look at. Let's list some of the items listed to see what is currently at play. Who is the Minister of Finance? Mr. Wale Edu. Who is the CBN Governor? Olayemi Cardoso, right? Who is the NNPC recent boss? Okay. Who is the Customs Officer, the head of Customs? That's Bashir Adiwale Adiniyi. Okay, let's put that aside. And the PDP, who are the people having issues? The National Secretary, Samuel Anyanwu and Ude Okoye. So who do you think the president is sponsoring to continue to remain there, despite some of the party members saying they want Ude Okoye to remain? You remember that Nyesom Wike just said now that he's no longer going to stay with any peace agreement. The Southeast Caucus threatened that they will leave the PDP until certain conditions are met. Saraki actually led the reconciliation group, and based on some conversations that were heard, the Southeast Caucus said they want Ude Okoye to remain. Meanwhile, Nyesom Wike is saying that Samuel Anyanwu, based on the Supreme Court ruling, that should be upheld. And a couple of other things. They also want the suit the suit against the federal government for the state of emergency in Rivers State withdrawn. That's what Nyesom Wike wants. He says that they should withdraw that suit. That was part of the conditions given for reconciliation. Apparently, it seems like another thing happened, and Nyesom Wike is saying, you know what, I'm no longer going to go for the peace. All right, let's put that aside. Now let's look at the situation about the political parties. You see why people don't trust what's his name, Nasir El-Rufai. So you leave the APC, you say you want to join the SDP. People don't trust you because you were a strong ally of the president. It's possible that both of you are still friends, but maybe you tell that person leave. We're hearing talks about coalition. Act as if you're going to be lead of the coalition and then create problems. Ensure that anybody that emerges in that coalition doesn't win. I don't know if you understand the reason why people distrust El-Rufai. Are you getting what is going on? Where you're causing chaos in these opposition political parties. So let's put that aside. Who are the supposed ex-governors that have corruption cases, but they have a chest of money that they can actually use to sponsor, especially those who actually have EFCC cases? But if you notice, their voices or their cases are now moribund. It's quiet, is now being on the ground. It's not like the EFCC is not going through with it, but the investigation is not prominent, it's very quiet. So also look at another thing he said. Who are the top richest men in Nigeria as of today? About 10 of them, right, who are the strong allies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So you have Aliko Dangote, whether you like it or not. Well, so you could just say it's just for the press, not necessarily. Then you have Abdul Samad Rabiu. His estimated net worth is $7.1 billion. You have Mike Adenuga, whose estimated net worth is $7.1 billion. You have Arthur Eze, whose estimated net worth is $5.6 billion. Also, about Cletus Ibeto, remember the Ibeto cement, which obviously he said that there were issues. It was a planned coup to sabotage his business, so you now have only Dangote cement being in the works. But I think Ibeto cement has been able to resuscitate itself a little bit. You now have Femi Otedola with $1.9 billion estimated. Unfortunately, Pascal Doze has passed on, but he used to be a very close ally of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tony Elumelu, you know, that was the first person that congratulated the president when he won that elections, went to visit the president in his residence. His net worth is about $700 million. Okay, you have Jim Ovia. His estimated net worth is $550 million. The chairman or owner of Zenith Bank, this is his close ally. You also have Mohammed Idimi, estimated net worth $500 million. I need you to put your head in the same space that I am. If you're wondering who I'm speaking with, I'm actually here with Mr. Lawal Ekundayo. He's going to be my analyst this evening on the political spotlight. Mr. Lawal, I need you to please help me put your head in perspective to what we're discussing today. Now, who inaugurates resident electoral commissioners? The recent state resident electoral commissioners that the president just recently appointed. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kekere Oko, you saw that as well. New INEC bosses to come on board possibly by November this year. The president will actually be nominating or handpicking that one. You already have a Senate that is pro the executive, pro the president. So you have everything almost covered. All right. The new NNPCL boss is a close ally of the president. Ladies and gentlemen, and customs, I already called out customs. Customs is also, I read out the customs boss.
The religious leaders.
Obviously, you know them. They've been quiet lately. Aside from
quiet, they are speaking.
Which one spoke? Is aside from the Lateran pastor?
Well, the redeem is always
which redeem? You said they're not all of them. I said the only person that spoke out was the Lateran, who was part of CPC. Others have been quiet. They were all supporters. They've been quiet. Most of the pastors.
They are even talking that they are supporting, that they speak out and support.
Exactly. Pramito Edele, Pastor E.A. Adeboye. These people are actually supporting the president.
The government.
Exactly. The royal the religious leaders. Bishop Matthew Kuka was recently given an appointment. You remember when some of the Catholic priests or bishops traveled to Italy to talk about the existential crisis ongoing in Benue State and the persecution of Christians. The president was having a roundtable meeting with all the Christian leaders in Aso Rock at the time. Have you been hearing Bishop Matthew Kuka speak out vehemently lately? He is one of the vocal persons who really speaks up. He's not been speaking. Our Muslim leaders, the Murik, they've also been quiet. So again, we're following with what this playbook reeled out by Ali Baba, that he said former President Obasanjo reeled out to him what is needed. Now let's look at the state governors, those that have defected from the PDP. How many PDP governors have officially defected? We have former Delta State Governor Okowa, then Ovoriri of Delta State currently. What's his name? Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State. That's the second PDP governor. Then there is a prospect for Peter Mba of Enugu State to join as well. I think that's the reason why the PDP is trying to have a reconciliatory meeting to meet some certain conditions of some possible defectors. Now, State House of Rep members, loads of them have defected to the APC. The same as well with the Labour Party. So I don't know if you're seeing where I'm going. Now, it's also possible that to get Rivers State, you heard where they mentioned certain states that are needed: Lagos, Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, which other state? Kano and Kaduna, because of the numbers. So in Rivers, with the current state of emergency imposed, Fubara needs to adhere to some certain conditions. And right now, we thought that it would have reconciled and brought him back. So Ibas is still there. Whatever groundwork is being done is already happening, is already cemented. So I don't know if you understand how the playbook has been going. Now I want you, this is going to be in Yoruba, okay? So I think a couple of us who understand Yoruba can actually be able to interpret it. I'll be able to summarize it because it was there's a subtitle to this. I want to take our mind back to when the president went to Ondo State during the campaign, when he said, "It is my turn." The president divulged quite a lot in that particular conversation he had in Ondo State, where he said he sacrificed for people. He mentioned the NSA, that is Nuhu Ribadu. When he had issues, he came to him to resolve it. He also mentioned Atiku Abubakar. He said he helped him out when he had issues. He helped him out and he resolved it. He even boasted that the Ondo State governor there, if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have been the governor. Let's take a listen to all these things. If it does, yes. And then he also mentioned that he sacrificed, that former President Muhammadu Buhari wanted him to be his vice president. That's what he said. But he said no, because he had a big picture, which was to be the president. That's where this agreement came, that he would actually, after 8 years, it should be him. They should show support. So let's listen to where the whole Emilio Kwan whatever came up. That speech was what actually was his pivotal moment, and the after effect from then on and all that has transpired now, if anybody is wise, will be able to connect the dots. So let's listen to him.
Flamboyant, Faji loving, Catholic, pé wọn dìbò fún ẹnkejì ó ń gbé fún another Igbo Umesioke tó jẹ́ speaker wọ́n gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn dìbò fún ó ní òun rí pé tó ń bá lọ mú pope wá láti Rome wọn ní dìbò fún but ìwọ Bọ́lá Tinubu ó ní gómìnà mẹ́fà ó tí ì lose election rí gbogbo nǹkan tàdé ń wò ní statistics ńgbà yẹn ó fífọ̀ wá ó ní ká kó dìjọ rọrùn ó ní àti ìdí ibẹ̀ yẹn kó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tó ẹgbẹ́ yìí tán. Ìgbà tá a tó tán tá a mú àwọn PDP wọlé Sàràkí rí pé àwọn PDP ò ní rí nǹkan kan tí Buhari bá jẹ́ president èmi náà Muslim tí n bá jẹ́ vice president òun ò lè rí senate president ò tún lè jẹ́ Muslim. mo ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí campaign madaru ni ẹ wá mo léèyàn tó jẹ́ Christian màá mú un lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ yóò gbọ́dọ̀ fọ́ àdẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ bí n ṣe mú ẹni tó jọmọ yín sílẹ̀ nìyẹn. Kadoso one number one. Orúkọ Wálé Ẹdùn one number two. Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò one number three. Báwa ni ẹni kí n mú orúkọ mẹ́ta wá. Tí n bá mú mẹ́ta wá, mo ṣílẹ̀kùn fólè nìyẹn. Ẹ lè fi kẹrin kún. Kẹ wá mú kẹrin yẹn. Ẹyọ kan ni máa fún yín ẹyọ kan torí èmi ni fẹ́ sọ̀rẹ́ndà right mi fún yín. Àwọn ulamas tó ń jẹ́ ògbóǹtagì àáfàá mùsùlùmí wọn wá bá mi aago méjì àbọ̀ sí mẹ́ta a ti parí ọ̀rọ̀ láti dá wọn lóhùn pé ok àní ẹyọ kan sẹ́ Buhari fúnra rẹ̀ dẹ̀ fẹsẹ̀ rìn wá olódà òun gbà kí n fẹ́ ẹyọ kan lẹ̀ bí n ṣe forúkọ Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò sílẹ̀ nìyẹn. ó tọrọ ọbẹ̀ nìyẹn. ẹ tí gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi rí láti bí kọ́kọ́ ibi ní ti kọ́ máa sọ yẹn. ìpè kó má dàrú kó má bàjẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá káàtì ẹ̀ lè débẹ̀ ká gòkè díẹ̀ ìjọ ta ti ń bàbọ̀. torí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀ ń ṣe nísìnyí aṣọ dára wà mo kàn ní ó tásìkò ọ̀rọ̀ ojú orí kọ́ tó bá jẹ́ tìwé ni mo kàwé o. Èmi lẹ́gbọ̀n wọn dẹ̀bi méjì tí wọ́n máa ní ìkan ṣáájú gbẹ̀gbọ́n. àpèmọ́ra ẹni dẹ̀ni lágbè tèmi dire mo ti ń ṣèyí bọ̀. Ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ kìíní wá èmi ló kàn. èmi ló kàn.
All right, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo. That's where the Emiloko mantra came on. I need you to just summarize everything the president said in English. There were subtitles, I can say, but I want you to say it. What did the president say for our non-speaking listeners?
I can't say exactly. You know, it's
just summarize, Mr.
So you'll be assisting me along the line.
Go ahead.
I've forgotten some things here. So he was just saying that Buhari came to him, that he first time he tried, he presented Igbo as vice.
Yes.
That nobody voted for him. The second time, they didn't vote for him. That if
Igbo vice.
Yeah, Igbo vice. Then with that, if he brought Pope, that nobody will vote for him. That he wants Tinubu to be his vice. Tinubu said that no. That is not going to be vice. That if it is two Muslims, that he will have a low chance of winning the Christian
faithfuls.
To his side. People may use that against him. That it's good they use not a Christian. And Saraki wanted to be Senate president.
Yes.
But that's a president, Muslim, vice, Muslim, Senate president, Muslim. That is
work.
It will not work. That they should mix it with a Christian. So they now told him to bring in 3 names. So the 3 names he had in mind was, I forgot the first person. The second person was Wale Edun.
Yeah.
Then the third person was Osinbajo. So later he now said that if he present 3 for them, that will give them an avenue to add another one that is more loyal to them.
Okay.
To rate, and that one may be the one they will pick. And it will be less loyal to him. So he now decided to present one, and which is Osinbajo. He knows that that one is very, very loyal to him. So that's why he presented Osinbajo as the vice. So then along the line,
So he also mentioned that there were some other senators, the ulamas, that he approached him as well, and he said no. So after all of this, he said he has served them. He has served them. He has been serving all these years.
Yes,
he denied being a senator. He denied himself.
He controls 6 states.
Exactly. He controlled 6 states at that time. For someone who was
never lost election before, which I don't believe so.
No, he has never lost in his permutation. That is why a lot of them used to come and meet him. In his permutation, he always wins. That's basically what he said.
And that's what he said, but which is not completely true.
Okay, so Mr. Lawal Kundaya, you say it's not completely true, right?
So that's why he now said that maybe we should go on before you now come into my my controversy.
Okay, so Mr. Lawal Kundaya,
maybe I should complete what he said.
Oh, complete it. Go ahead.
So he now said that with all these permutations, I mean, what he has done and everything that, the Yoruba race, that we should do it at least once. You get it, which is not also true, because Obasanjo was a Yoruba man. You get it. So he said we should do it once, that the Yoruba race should not be forgotten, which is not also true, because Yoruba race has always been at the forefront in Nigeria. In
politics, most of the time.
In politics.
After the Hausa Fulani, the next
even the Fulani, even the white
ethnic group is
even the white respect.
We're not
Yorubas.
talking. No, I'm talking about Nigeria's. Sir, I'm talking about Nigeria's politics.
No, I'm talking about before independence.
Sir, please let's focus on the political train. I'm saying that we're saying that
Yoruba has never been.
What I'm saying, he has obviously.
Behind. We have always been at the forefront.
Same thing. That when it comes to political permutations, combinations, the Yoruba must be in the mix. That's basically what I'm saying.
It's even the first.
No,
because everybody.
Fulani is always.
Not even
Hausa Fulani is always
I'm
first,
telling
and then
you,
they put
wait. Let me explain to you why.
Okay.
People think it's Fulani, the North, and it's not even the North. It's the Yorubas, because everybody must come to the Yoruba before they can do the permutation for you.
Okay.
If you do it alone, you will never win. You have to. Yoruba has. You get it. That
political sense.
Yeah, that political manipulation.
Okay.
When it comes to politics.
Okay.
But the problem we have in Yoruba is that we always betray ourselves.
Are you sure?
That's our headache.
I don't think that's it.
That's always it now. Because it's easy for you to pick. If you pick just 1 or 2 persons in Yoruba, it's easy to get Yorubas. But if it is the North, they are always with that unity is stronger. Why the Igbos? I respect them for business. You get it?
Okay.
I say it, I don't hide it. I even teach it. That when it comes to business, you get it? Yeah. When you want to move an organization forward, give it to a Yoruba, an Igbo man. You get it? They will do very well, because when it comes to business, they know that permutation more than anybody. Even all over the world, they are respected.
Okay. So you were driving that somewhere before you said this.
So at the end, you now said that because of all these things that that Yoruba should not be forgotten.
Okay.
That Yoruba should do it once too. Okay. Yoruba should do it too. And then that if you look at qualities, when it comes to age, he has the age.
Okay.
He has the education.
Yeah.
You get it? And it's his turn.
It is his time. All right, very, very good. So the reason why it took us back to that time is for us to understand the dynamics at play. So in that particular conversation that was being heard by Ali Baba and another individual on a program called Think Outside the Box, you heard when Ali Baba said one of the things in the playbook is get the bloggers, social media. So if you go on social media, they're working there. They have their guys pushing whatever method they're pushing, whether it's bigotry, ethnic divisibility, everything. They're pushing their agenda. They're promoting their work in the media. Everyone is. So if you look at that playbook, everything seems to be working in tandem with what we are currently experiencing in our political scene. All right, so let's look at the situation with the coalition, Mr. Lawal Ekundaya. It's very important that we look at this. So, you heard Peter Obi, Tiku, as well as Amici. They are meeting behind closed doors, and one of the things they're talking about is how they can win the 2027 election. So, it is Atiku, Obi, Amici, Yusuf Dati, others. They are meeting in Abuja to discuss coalition. Peter Obi has come out to tell us that he is running with the Labour Party, and we still have issues in the Labour Party. Julius Aburi's faction had to get more security at the Labour Labour Party Secretariat in Abuja because the NLC said they were coming to take over that secretariat. Their presence will take over all the Labour Party Secretariat across the 36 states of the Federation. Because of that, Julius Aburi strengthened security in the outpost of one of their meeting point, the Secretariat in Abuja. So again, how does Peter Obi intend to resolve the issues in the Labour Party? This is the time for them to be unified and have one voice. So if this fraction is really deep, how does it intend to run when the party seems to be in kaput or in a comatose state? For example, the recent local government elections, specifically for the Anambra state elections coming up in November, you saw that it was the Julius Abure faction that INEC recognized. INEC knowing full well what is going on within the Labour Party. If you look at the PDP as well, Ude Okoye and Samuel Anyanwu, both of them for the National Secretary of the party, you already know who President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to be there. That's Samuel Okoye, and that's the same person that Nyesom Wike is supporting. In the meantime, let's listen to what Showumi, one of the PDP chieftains, said, and I don't know if that's possible at this time, what he is suggesting to take place if the PDP wants to get its footing back. Let's listen to Showumi here.
A level of activities that you can blame your bully for, but there is a certain level of reoccurring, long-standing, continuous lack of creativity that you have to hold yourself responsible to. You can't have been out of government, if you like, for all of those years. Forget about that. Even if you just take the 2023 episode, the president of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with 22 governors in his party plus 5 extras who were working or saying they're not going to support the candidate, he pulled 8.6 million votes. The candidate of the PDP and the PDP, because we must be separating which part of that vote belongs to the party and which part of that vote any individual can lay claim to. They pulled 6.9 million votes. One of the people that was a PDP member, a Southeastern man who felt that on the balance of play, why is the Southeast being excluded? Peter Obi went on his own frolic, was able to pull or allocated 6.2 million votes. And you lose the election, you don't know the way the Supreme Court, you lose. Or at least it was adjudged that you lost. Any deep thinking, fair-minded Nigerian who is in the political party called PDP ought to know that the greatest necessary next step is to have the conversation of how do you bring Peter back. Because you can tell that the energy that is driving him is organic.
Okay. Did you hear that? Now, based on the meeting that is to hold today, the coalition meeting between Amechi, Atiku, Peter Obi, right now, what is breaking is that there is chaos in that meeting. Yes, that the DSS operatives and police personnel how to barricade the area. So that's why I'm telling you, prevent them from blowing each other, from getting into blows. Okay, so delegates from, just listen now.
Okay.
It's a breaking story. It's a breaking story. You heard that they are meeting today, right? So based on the conversation that we're having, when it was time to select delegates to speak for certain regions, that was where the chaos broke out. If not for the DSS and the police operatives that were there, it would have become a punch fight. And they barricaded Amici, Atiku, as well as others there. All right, so delegates from Jigawa State disrupted the coalition meeting involving former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party's Peter Obi, as well as former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi and other prominent politicians. So the ongoing coalition meeting at the Abuja Continental Hotel, organized by the National Political Consultative Group representing the North, briefly descended into chaos following a disagreement over representation of Jigawa State. So tensions rose when former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babacho Lawal, announced a delegate to speak for the state. However, several Jigawa delegates stormed the stage in protest, blocking the individual from speaking and insisting they would not be represented by those named. And the confrontation escalated. Security personnel, including members of the Nigerian police, DSS, and private guards, quickly formed a protective barrier around key figures such as Atiku, Amechi, and others. Then calm was restored after several minutes of appeals as the son of former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido, Mustafa, along with another delegate, was chosen to speak on behalf of the state. They have barely started conversation, and already, no, don't speak for me, you can't speak for me, you can't speak for me, has come. It went into a very, and you know how those guys are. They can be sporadic. Those individuals can be sporadic. Well, in this part of situation, you know how Peter Obi is. He will just be mute and be looking. So this is the supposed coalition that is meant to be formed, and already there are disagreements happening. So is it that proper consultation wasn't done among certain individuals to choose which delegate will speak for which zone and all whatnot? No, now, Mr. Lawa, why are you? So what I'm saying is that, are you seeing the playbook of the president playing out?
See, listen to me. There's a part that says that, I think it's the Bible, but I've forgotten that part. It says a general that wants to attack another general, and you don't calculate your strength. You don't calculate the general's strength, and you want to go and fight. You're going to lose. Okay. This is the problem they keep facing. You get it over and over again. They just carry the rhetoric, understandable, predictable system. You get it? That's that system they want to use to form coalition. That is why you have this problem. How can you call a delegate that you want to have a coalition? You have the coalition with delegates now. You have coalition with stakeholders.
Exactly.
I don't know when you are telling me they call delegate. That's why I saw that there will be chaos.
Because it's not properly organized.
It's not.
Before coming to that meeting, you're supposed to select who, and after proper consultation, who is speaking for this zone, for the northwest zone, for the southwest zone, and they brought people.
You are going to. That means you already had a mole inside that will disrupt. You already have that is why they send them. You see. Look at.
See how they stormed the stage and said you cannot speak for us, meaning that those individuals were not properly consulted to know who will speak for them. Before the Babachila was picked somebody to speak for them.
You don't need.
So I don't know.
Oh God, that's why I just when you told me that delegate, I became downcasted. What do you mean by delegate? For God's sake, you're supposed to be talking to stakeholders, people who can move crowd. When they speak, the crowd are already going to. You don't need to call the crowd and begin to ask them. The crowd is easy to manipulate. That's why they call it crowd. You go for stakeholders. Stakeholders know what they want. They know what to speak. They know what they can think of. They negotiate within that moment, and everything is fine. You are not calling just nooks and what do they call nooks and corner? What do they call that? I forgot. Maybe somebody should assist me. You brought them in, and you expect it to. That's not a coalition. That's a crowd.
That's the problem. That is why people always say that Tinubu understands the rudimentary of how Nigerian street politics works.
That is not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Explain further, please.
No. Because if you look at the last election, 2023, people said INEC.
Remember that at that time, Tinubu was not yet at the federal government at the seat of power. Not to talk of now that he's at the seat of power.
He has everything to get it.
Is that not what he said? It was a win. If it was a risk.
But he had to quickly wait at a point. At a point, he had to quickly go to INEC. If you believe in your mind,
are you sure he went to INEC?
Why did INEC stop? At a point,
Mr. Lawal Kundari, he has never accepted that he went to INEC. So and Mahmoud Yakub denied on several occasions on meeting with the president.
I'm not
secretly.
saying it's meeting with president now. Okay. I'm not saying it's meeting with president.
Okay.
You get it. There are times in which you need somebody to save you.
Okay.
You get it. There are times you need people to save you. At a point, you get the INEC was already reading, reading
the result,
and then it stopped.
Like somebody sent a WhatsApp message or a text message, say
stop, and then it
postpone,
and then it postpone it. And the question was, but you already had the list on your table. So why did you postpone it? Why did you stop? And then the next we're hearing stories. So you can see what happened there. Then it went to tribunal. We saw what played out there. From then the Supreme Court, we also saw what played out there. So you can see that at a point, you get it. He has to re-strategize. That's why that coalition is not a failure. You get it? It's not. It's a school. You get it? It's a school where you continue to learn. You can fail your test and pass the exam. Okay. It's still continuous assessment. That's what we call it in education, continuous assessment. You continue. You adding to it. Oh, I got low mark here. I got high mark here. I got low mark here. I got high mark here. Before you pull everything together and then you score a very high mark. That's how it goes. It's not that people who score very good mark, they don't have shortcomings. Okay. So this is a shortcoming. They have to go and strategize. You don't need a crowd to form a coalition. You need stakeholders. When President was talking, he was talking about key people. Notice when he was saying his own. He was talking about key stakeholders. These are the people he was talking with. When they came to him because he is a stakeholder. Exactly. And they know that when he speaks, certain number of people follows what he says. But if they bring him and they went to speak with people behind him, there will be chaos. You get? Now you are calling delegates. You don't need delegates. You need stakeholders from each area. Who are people who control large population? Who are people who control certain population? Who are the people who can speak to these people? Who are people? These are the people you need to meet with. We talk with them, and then you form your coalition with them. They are the ones to take it to their people, and because their people trust them, they follow them. That's how to form coalition, for God's sake. Don't they learn from abroad? See coalition in Germany. Where before Olaf Scholz come on board. Yes. Go and study it now. Even Trump, go and look at what happened now. At a point, the grandson of Kennedy dropped for him now. Do you remember? Yeah. At the last minute, he was a candidate. People were surprised. He didn't go to people at his back. They went to him because they know when he talks, certain people follow him just like that. That is the way to form a coalition. You don't call. Are you having national conference? You get it? Are you having national conference? Everybody will come and speak their mind. You cause chaos, for God's sake. I don't know who gave them that mentality. And they need to re-strategize again. It's not over.
So that's why a lot of Nigerians are saying that
number.
A lot of political analysts like yourself and those who are trying to follow Nigeria's political algorithm, they're saying, for example, that the reason why Tinubu always stands out is that he foresees all of these anomalies. And this particular meeting, remember that Amici and a couple of persons too, they held a press conference, I think that was on Friday, early on Friday, they met. The coalition was to ensure that, again, it's against Tinubu winning in 2027. Meanwhile, Peter Obi, El-Rufai, and Atiku, there have been talks. Now, if based on all the permutation that was being displayed, that okay, Atiku and Peter Obi will be going into the ADC as well as El-Rufai, or maybe El-Rufai will be in the SDP but support whatever is going on in the ADC. Now, Peter Obi has come out to say he's going to run under the platform of the Labour Party. Atiku has said he still remains in the People's Democratic Party, but it doesn't mean that talks are not ongoing. Now, they decided to meet with the former governor, Rotimi Amici, as well as Dati Baba Ahmed and Peter Obi, and look at what happened. See, what kind of meeting do you have where there is no respect, no order, where persons got up? Are these people, certain persons are not even meant to be there. Before this set of persons would be invited for such a conversation, behind the scene, before this venue, certain persons ought to have spoken to each other.
They will have concluded up to a certain stage. See, okay, look at it. Why can't you meet? Can you not meet outside Nigeria? Outside Nigeria, you get it. You could have met
Peter Obi and Amici meet outside Nigeria.
Yes, first. You could go to maybe Europe, go to maybe US.
Call certain persons on the phone, have a conversation with them.
Yes, but how do you know where your directions.
But the thing now is,
you now call as if you want to have national conference.
There is a mole everywhere.
That is why I said, see, listen to me. Somebody who scored 50 over 100, you say it's pass. If it's the highest, you say that's the best student. But that doesn't mean that he cannot be beaten. Do you know that?
Okay.
So, because some people are scoring lower, does not mean that person, you get it, cannot be beaten. That is what is going on in politics in Nigeria. It doesn't mean cannot be beaten. People who have better ideology that can beat the people, they are there. But they are not being concerned. They are not listening. You should listen to analysis on TV, on radio, listen to international analysis, employ people internationally for advice. Tell them how they do this thing. Don't just carry what you have in your brain as everything and bring it down.
Can you imagine?
Easy to
conversations are being had and then you storm the stage to stop somebody from speaking.
Why will you call a delegate? What do you mean by that? When you want to form are you forming you can't form a coalition with me. You get it? Because I'm not a national stakeholder. If you call me to form coalition with me, you'll be wondering. You get, I can only give you advice. I can only be part of your team. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't call me into your inner meeting. Yeah. Because I am not.
When you haven't decided what your outcome is, your final outcome.
You are now bringing people like that in. Because they don't understand the way.
No, at that point in time, all they want is their own interests. Because obviously, they said delegates from Jigawa State. So if it is a delegate meeting, then Peter Obi, Amechi ought not to be there.
They are supposed not to be.
Maybe one of them, whoever it is that is trying to put this coalition together, would have had an agreement with those delegates. They will ponder.
They will even do that in their states.
That's what I'm saying before they come here. So that is the thing. So it reeks of desperation. And at this point, the political power in charge will literally be laughing at how things are ongoing. Because when you're desperate, the issue here is that the coalition is just desperate to unseat Tinubu in 2027. That's the thing. Tinubu has already done what needs to be done since last year. You heard the playbook. You heard what Obasanjo told what's his name, Ali, the comedian, and also a big MC. He heard what he said. From the first year of his tenure, Baba has been resolving, helping out. FAC allocation to governors increased. Senators giving more constituency projects money from 200 million to senators you need to 2 billion. House of Rep members 1 billion. They are settled. Those ones are okay. You already give them what they want. Key top positions, you put your people there. The key top positions that will help you realize your potential, you put them there. Monies that you need to settle, you've already settled it. You can see the recent appointment made by the president. Ali Ndume was happy. The same Ali Ndume that came out to criticize this administration, that the appointments within this administration is lopsided. So the recent appointment made by the president, Ali Ndume was very happy. And do you know what he said? He said, Mr. President, you have done well. You have done well because the northwest or the north central were duly represented. It's only about them and their people. The big question that will now come is, where is the southeast? Why is it that they themselves are not forcing and clamoring and saying they want to get it? They are all quiet.
And another thing with the south is that
they are all the southeast. They are all quiet.
Do you know the problem with the east?
They are all quiet. Ali Ndume spoke and complained about lopsided of an appointment. Everybody was talking. The recent appointment made now by the president, he has released a full list of his appointments. And then the northerners are started. That is why I said all the northerners who were complaining, the president will resolve their issues.
No, you can't.
You can't.
No.
Mr. Lawal Ekundaro, it is only left for Nigerians to decide, because as it stands, the set of persons who even want to form a coalition, I don't even understand if they have the quality to.
Listen, that's why I said it's a continuous assessment.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because this one didn't work doesn't mean that the other one will not work.
Okay.
Buhari tried it like 3 times before he got it. You keep repermutating your
At what time?
See, no, there's time.
There's time?
Yes, I'm telling you. You know why? Wait, there are 2 things to it now.
All right.
2 things they need to. There are 2 things majorly. 1, a platform.
Okay.
2, the candidates. Those are the 2 things that they need. You know why? Because Nigerians have already made their decisions. Nigerians have made their decisions.
Are you sure?
Yes, most Nigerians have made their decisions.
Said that 2027 election is already written and done.
Listen, that is just just saying that based on the fact that what he believes. See, let me tell you something. Nigerians have made their decisions. Okay. If you do opinion sampling now, you will see the result.
Okay.
But see, that is one side. So Nigerians are waiting. The only way that they can use to prevent that is to prevent the candidates that these people are looking for from contesting. And that is what is going on. That is a major permutation that the presidency is using. You get?
Okay.
These people they want, don't let them get into power.
Do you think
don't let them get that ticket.
Do you think being desperate to unseat the president will make them make a mistake?
No, it's not that they are desperate. It's just that they miscalculated.
I'm not even saying that there is anything wrong in being desperate, because at this point, even the government in power is desperate.
But they are not. It's just they miscalculated. They miscalculated
the coalition.
Yes.
Or they didn't organize it.
Yes, that's it. They miscalculated. So what they need to do is just go back and redraw it. You can see, don't form. You don't need that crowd. Just those stakeholders, take them out. You get it? Where the highs of your enemies are less. You get it?
So that even everyone knows the venue. Everyone knows the venue of where that coalition meeting is. Everyone knows the venue.
Yes, even before they started, it's
already out there.
It's already out.
That the DSS, the police had to intervene. It got that.
And they're already inside. Those ones are already. They are part of. They are inside.
They were inside.
And these
they
people
said Baba Chulawa picked somebody, and maybe they did not consult them before they picked the person. And that was why they stormed the stage and said, no, that person will not speak for them. If the DSS and the police had not tried to barricade, especially barricade certain persons, you'd have been hearing they would do boxing match.
Oh, no. But I don't expect this from especially Atiku Abubakar, because I seem to be very, very experienced. You get it? I don't expect from him. He's very experienced now. So, he's been in this thing for long.
Yeah.
You know that all these ones happen in the constituency. That's where they do all this. You first of all start the fire in the constituency. They'll be, speaking out against who they want to speak out. You get you from there. You'll be filtering it.
All right, Mr.
You'll be filtering it until you get to.
We get it. We get it. We get it.
They need to listen.
Okay.
Take this delegate. See the people, the stakeholders. Take them away from the country to another place where you can sit comfortably and first of all see where you are going
to avoid that rowdiness.
Yes, then gradually you now be coming home. By that time you've already made your decision. So just to perfect it with
certain persons.
Yes, you've already agreed. Then you now start perfecting it. You now bring it to perfect it very well. That is all. By that time you'll have avoided all these things. Second, Obi said, look at, they are also playing their game. That's why I said that it's not over. They are also playing their game. Atiku said, listen to this. Atiku said, I'm still in PDP. Obi said, I'm still in Labour.
I'm running.
But they are trying to form coalition. Are you sure they are in PDP and Labour? Watch very well. See, they said I'm in PDP. This one said I'm in Labour, and they are forming coalition. Is that true?
Maybe there's a deliberate means to confuse.
Yes, they too are playing their game so that they can distract the enemies. You understand? So the game is not over yet.
All right. Mr. Lawa, Peter Obi has said that this may be his final shot in 2027 at running for the presidency. He will quit politics after that. He confirmed that he would contest in 2027 under the platform of the Labour Party, and he hinted at a possible exit from active politics after that. He spoke in a 7-minute, 16-second video clip that went viral on the party's WhatsApp platform during an informal address to young Nigerians. I want to open the phone lines, otherwise I'll have played that video. The former Anambra State governor noted that he would be 65 in 2027 and might not be willing to pursue public office beyond that age. He said, and I'm going to read it out, I believe we should have a retirement age for politicians. By 2027, I will be 65. If the presidency goes back to the north in 2031, it may not return to the south until 2039. By then, I will be 77. I wouldn't want to run for office at that age. I would make a mess of everything, meaning that his integrity, his footprint, and all the things he set down. So if he decides to continue that path, just like Atiku, it will not be good. He said, despite suggesting that he may not return to the ballot beyond 2027, Obi assured his audience of continued support for young Nigerians who are serious about national transformation. So again, based on the internal crisis going on in the opposition party, Obi blamed the ruling government for fueling the turmoil in both the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party. Would you think that if, for example, he already foresees what it could be in 2027 if he throws his shot out there and he doesn't win, that after that time he's not running again? Would you consider him to do that?
See, if he to me, I think he's already accepting defeat. I don't like that.
No, he's just telling you the time frame to quit politics.
See, politics, let me tell you something. Politics is like a father, is being a father.
Okay.
Can you quit being a father to your children?
No, what he's saying is that if, for example, if the South doesn't get it, or rather if any of them, aside from Tinubu, doesn't get it, that the next tenure would be to the north.
Why is this? Who put it there? Who made it that way?
It's an agreement that they have. I don't know.
And it's working. Atiku broke the agreement. So what is it?
Well, he broke the agreement, but you saw what happened to his party.
See, that is why it is not an agreement. See, this is one of the things that is causing problem in this country. It's one of it. I said, being a president and being a governor, both of them are equal to perform. Even the governor has more responsibility than the president, because the president is more concerned about what happened internationally than what happened nationally. It's only in Nigeria that the president is interested in what happened nationally. That's why we are having issues. Normally, the president is supposed to be concerned about international things, negotiations. Sure? That's what other presidents are doing now. What's your business with what is going on when you already have a governor in a state? You get it? And you want to be meddling then what happened? Who is going to talk about what's going on internationally? Look at, we were talking about tariffs all over the place. Trump is trying to see how he's going to hijack some things for his people. Internationally, China is fighting back. Europe is fighting back. South Africa is fighting. Nigeria one is busy with its own internet. Our president is talking about 2027. You are not even talking about how you are going to take a chunk of what is going on internationally into the country. That's your business, for God's sake. That's why we have governors. The duty of the governor is to take care of the state. Now, there's no state that is vacant. You are in Abuja. Sorry, in Abuja, you already have a minister there that is working. Okay. You understand? You already have a minister there. So, in other words, so there's no vacancy for you to meddle in anything. On being
the chief marketer of the country.
Yes, it's your duty.
Looking for investment opportunities.
See, look at Trump.
But
look at Canada. Everybody's fighting to get a chunk from the world market.
He seems to be the only one who understands how politics works. I think most people are coming to meet him to say, Oga, what do you think about this? How do we do this? How do we do that?
And you are busy with what is going on in the state. You see, that is, in fact, if you are doing very well, you don't need all that. The people, in fact, but now you are interested in what goes on in the state. Then who's going to talk about what is going on internationally? That's why Nigeria is left out internationally. We are left. We see. We're supposed to be. In fact, we're supposed to be greater than China. We're supposed to be competing with US. That's the person. After US, supposed to be Nigeria.
All right, finally,
but no, we are
before
lost.
We open the phone lines, Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State has actually berated a Channels television correspondent for the leaked video where he threatened those working with him that if they actually decide not to support him, they should leave. He said, I cannot want to go somewhere. You're working within my cabinet and you're supporting another political party. So according to that, they said that he was angry. He wasn't happy with that development and he barred that journalists. I don't know. I think even Channels as a crew because of the leaked video. That means the governor did not want that particular whatever to go. Why did you now say it? Openly. Why didn't you say it within your close cabinet? Yes. Why did you now say it? So he barred the correspondent and said that you know what, I'm not happy with this. He was very angry. He was very angry for them leaking that video.
Why is he ashamed of it?
Is it not a shameful thing?
I don't know.
Is it not a shameful thing?
Because you said it to the press. And what do you think the press is? Your kitchen maid?
I wish I could play that so that you would have heard it, but there's no time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take your phone calls. I know that a lot of you are already calling. It's 080 3692 9933 080 3692 9933. The WhatsApp number to send your messages to is 0817 1756 338. 0817 1756 338. Okay, that's the number to send your WhatsApp messages to. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, ma. How
good evening,
are you?
Sir. Fine. Good evening, sir.
Greetings to your analyst.
Thank you very much. You're on speaker, sir.
We thank your radio station for helping us to know what is going on in the country.
Thank you very much.
My name is The Truth.
From the town of Injustice.
One, concerning all the shenanigans that is going on within the politicians. When you are analyzing the Tinubu or APC got 8 million plus. Number 2, 7 million. Number 3, 7 million. If you add these three together, they are not up to 50 million. And the population is 200 million. Just to go straight to the point, all these politicians, all of them, is the masses and APC come 2027. If you add those two to the force, number 1, number 2, number 3, their total score is not to up to 20 million who voted for them. But the total population, according to INEC, if there is free and fair election, the masses will show them pepper. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. The Truth. I love that. Straight and direct. Please, let's go on with Mr. The Truth. Just a minute, 60 seconds and a few minutes, we just go diving into what you want to tell us. All right? Hello, good evening. How are you? Oh, some of you calling on WhatsApp. I don't know if the connection will be smooth enough. Good evening. How are you? Hello?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes.
Good evening to your guest, Mr. Ikundayo.
Thank you very much. Evening, what's your name, sir?
Yes. My name is Mr. Oscar. I'm calling you from Badagry.
All right, Mr. Oscar, please go ahead.
Yes, I listened to your guest, the way he is truly a teacher. He said the student continuing assessment and the way those who were going for permutation.
Yes.
Well, they make it publicly is not a bad idea. The only thing that is there is that when you fall, you rise again. You fall, you rise again. Maybe one day you'll be able to work very well and stand firmly. Exactly what he said, that is what I support, that if they made mistakes, and a stakeholder actually, when you want to discuss something like that, coalition, coming together as a manager, you look for the stakeholders and the brilliant minds who know how to run political calculus. Those are the people they are supposed to be there. And I will advise Mr. Peter Obi, anytime he's going to such an occasion, he should go with Togo, all these bodybuilders, so they should not go and punch him on the stage.
Bouncers, Abi?
Yeah, bouncers.
No. The Nigerian politics is rough and rugged.
Yes, so.
It's drawn.
Oh, more.
Yes.
Thank you very
Nigerian
much.
Politics.
He's right.
Nigerian politics.
See how that thing escalated.
Or they will give him black eye like that NSC.
He should go with bouncers. I know he has some bouncers with him, so that anything that is going on, they just pick him, enter inside the motor and go away.
Immediately, they said, if DSS, hey, thank you very much. If DSS no
when you carry so many crowd to come and what do you expect?
And those guys, they know the same person. They are so quick to fight. Now, wow. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
How are you doing, Esther?
Good evening. How are you?
Fine. This is Remy.
All right, Remy. Happy Sunday to you.
Good evening to you. Same to you. Good to your guest.
No, thank you.
Good evening, sir.
One, I want to correct this theory that Tinubu has never lost his tactical. What I don't know the name you guys gave it.
His political permutation. That is not
true. That is untrue.
Okay.
2007, he presented Atiku and Abi, what's his name?
Yes, you are right.
Ribadu. Oh yeah, what was the outcome?
Even in Oshun.
Esther. Esther,
sir, they hear you. Continue now.
You were the one who were making case for that theory.
It's not me. I was not making case. I was just saying that,
Me too. I'm just saying too now. I just made reference. Just one.
Okay.
2007. It's political sagacity. Abi, what?
Yes.
What was that time you guys used? It's permutation. It failed in 2007. So you guys shouldn't go with that theory. It's untrue. And secondly, let's not describe what's criminality as political sagacity. I don't know why we analysts and even you media.
Hello?
Yeah, me? No, they call for WhatsApp. Abi, Rem, no, they call for WhatsApp.
Hello?
Call Kemi Nabi.
Yes. Don't mind that person, Daddy. So let's not describe what is criminality as sagacity.
Okay.
Please, for the love of God. Someone's killed the system. Someone is using the institution against the people. Someone is using Agbero to win election. Someone is paying people.
That's your words.
Remy, answer your people. Don't be calling on WhatsApp. That's the problem. And he's really saying something important. Hello, turn down the volume of your radio, please. Turn it down completely. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you? What's your name?
This is Udochukwu from Jesus Village.
All right, Udochukwu from Jesus Village. Please go ahead.
Please, I don't know how to reach these people, Atiku and the P2B. They are the hope that poor Nigerians have for now. And the other opponents may try to bring everything, confusion, to stop them from emerging. Are you hearing me?
I'm listening to you, sir.
They will try to bring everything possible to stop them from emerging. So what I would tell P2B is let him know that he is representing some people who are longing to be safe in Nigeria. Let him run with Atiku. Are you hearing me?
All right, sir. Thank you very much for
calling. Let him run with Atiku. Let him be vice to Atiku. Okay. That's the thing.
All right. So right now, people don't mind whatever it is people have against Atiku.
Because you've seen what is happening now. When somebody is too desperate about something, he's going to misuse it.
Hello, good evening.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. What's your name, sir?
Mr. Fundayo. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel speaking from Orilegom.
Mr. Emmanuel, are you in a noisy environment?
I'm on the road. I'm on the road, sorry.
Okay, quickly say what you want to say.
Yeah, I'm surprised with this pastor and this Akwa Ibom governor.
Why?
What is happening? I thought it's a pastor. I'm surprised. What kind of attitude is he portraying? What message is he passing across? It's a really shameful. It's a really shameful something. How can you ban a channel, television, or a media representative from your? Because I can't really get it. It's all messed up. It's all messed up. It's all messed up. Keep it up. You are doing a good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are doing a good job. I love that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Keep it up also. I'm enjoying you people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. 08036929933. 08036929933. As a pastor, are you even supposed to even get involved in politics? Are you supposed to get involved in politics? Even Governor Hyacinth Ali of Benue State. Are you even supposed to get involved in politics?
You need to set a good example. That's what you are. It's either you go there, set it, or you don't go there.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody in the studio.
Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Mr. Osas calling from the Gate.
Osas, you day road too?
Yeah, Mr. Osas from the Gate.
I say you day road too.
Yes, I day road, but I don't pass. I day road, I don't pass. I don't decide much.
Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, please, I want to really thank the station. You guys are doing well.
Thank you.
So what I want to say now is that I don't really think Mr. President is hearing me. It's too early to me. It's too early to be saying that I want to contest or I want more power in 2027 when you are already in power.
Okay.
Nigerians are hungry. We are hungry. Things are not going well in Nigeria at all. No electricity, no good health. Everybody is suffering. If our president are doing well, and he himself know that he's doing well, he don't need to be clamoring for 2027 from now. He's good work with free for him. If he do us well, everybody will know that 2027 we are going to vote for him because he's doing us well. But we are not doing us well. Okay, now between now and 2026 and 2027, what is the hope of Nigeria if we are fighting for being in power in 2027? What will be the hope of Nigeria? So we are going to leave us like this to suffer and die. So when people are dying, then who will you now govern in 2027? When people are dying of hungry, I don't understand. Let this man just have a retreat and make this country not better for us, every one of us to live us. And so that in 2027, he can come and we'll vote for him to do us well. Let him just stop all this thing he's doing now and make this country more better.
Thank you very much. Thank you. May 29, which is Democracy Day, we're having a full-on program here. Mr. Lawal Kondaya from the World News at 12 up until evening rush is a full day for me. We'll be really going head-on into all the prospects of the 2 years of the president. I'm very certain that he may do a live broadcast on that day, May 29. We'll see a lot of, I don't want to call it a party, but a convergence to do what you call a commemoration, placement of encomiums on his 2 years in office. Several ministers, government parastatals, all reeling out what the president has achieved in the past 2 years. So we're going to be seeing all of that in that period. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello?
Good evening. How are you?
Hello?
I can hear you. What is your name?
Oh, yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, sir?
I greet Mr. Kunda.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Hello?
Yes,
what is your name, Oga? What is your name?
I cannot address you as a pastor.
All right. Hello, Evans. How are you?
Mr. Evans.
Hello? Hello? Evans, you're not speaking. Hello?
Hello?
I've been calling you. Good evening.
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
To Mr. Ikundayo.
Is it Evans? What is showing on WhatsApp? Is that your name?
Hello?
Mr. Evans, work on your network. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Fine. Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
My name is Wisdom. I'm calling from Ebeda.
Good luck from Ebeda. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Ikundayo.
Good evening, sir.
Please, yes. I called to say I'm spot of what Mr. Remy said. He just read my mind. People cannot be praising as in wickedness and call it wisdom as in political sagacity. Yes. After all the things that he did now and became president, what has he achieved? People are dying of hunger, people are suffering, others are suffering, and they call it now, okay, his sagacity, he was able to, INEC has given him the presidency now. That is, refusing to follow their own guideline that they said is used for election. They did say they're going to use beavers, that's how they didn't use beavers. Is that sagacity like that? They're only destroying the constitution of Nigeria. They're only making Nigeria worse by trying to play without the constitution, playing out the constitution. Now, an elected governor was removed in Rivers State. Elected governor was removed, which has never happened in Nigeria. Is that sagacity? It is destroying Nigeria constitution like that. They are making things worse for us and not making it good. So it's not sagacity, it's wickedness.
All right, thank you.
And please, talking about the person that said that he's surprised about governor of West. Yeah. I'm not surprised because they're not different. They are not different at all. All of them are the same thing. You remember that during Goodluck's regime, Goodluck's tenure, some pastors went to protest against Goodluck, but now that things are worse. They can't protest again.
They're all quiet.
Even though all the people are doing praise for how big they are, but they are all the same thing. All the pastors are the same. That's my opinion.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. All right, I sincerely do appreciate your calling. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening. How are you? Is this Chike?
Fine. Yes, this is Chike from Atapa.
All right, Chike, please go ahead.
Yes. Esther.
Sir?
You see, that political sagacity can be regarded as an intelligent criminal. Just take, for instance, an armed robber who knows how to penetrate in a very tight security environment, steal or rob, came out safely. Can you just regard that as a sagacity or stuff like that? It's just an intelligent, it can be, it's just the president is criminally wiser than the other politicians. But one thing I want to say about that coalition is that if Nigeria is ready to take the risk, let them advocate for Obi as a president and get somebody that is very dangerous as Tinubu is from the north.
From the north?
Yes, from the north.
And who would you propose?
If they can Erufai, whether if he's not working for Tinubu, make him the vice president. Let Nigeria take the risk. it's not going to be easy. Their many life will be lost because this APC, they are, they are a violent political party. But at the end, we are going to win. But except that, let Obi go for vice and Atiku for president. The fight will be more lesser because the northern population with the southeast and south will overpower them. And finally, the comment that Obi is making is a political statement.
Okay.
Is getting adapted into political tricks in Nigeria. All this one that is telling you that he might not contest again is a lie. He's only just trying to deceive the ruling party.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ike, for calling.
Gani said that now, and he stood by it.
He stood by it, right?
Yes, now.
08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too.
Yes, my name is Joshua. I'm calling you from Ikeja.
All right, Joshua. How is Ikeja this evening?
Esther, you have to learn politics.
Okay.
You have to understand the way politics and leave sentiment alone.
All right, please go ahead with what you want to say.
Out of sentiment, you are not following.
Can you say what you want to say beyond the disparaging?
Why is it that when people become from PDP to APC, they become sinners in the eyes of the people?
Okay.
People begin to call them names and all of that, and that becomes a news. The governor of Akwa Ibom State, where I come from, has decided he wants to join his brother, who is the Senate president.
Okay.
And he wouldn't want to miss, if you have a brother in such a place, you wouldn't want to miss such an opportunity because the Senate president is the number 3rd man in this country, and you need to align with him to see how you can draw some federal presence to your state. Nigerian politics is a winner take it all kind of politics.
And it's self-interest as well.
And you find one thing.
It's self-interest as well.
There are, so now has not, the other day, the governor of Abia State, is a commission, I think he's commissioner or is a local government and councillor, so they come to which of the party that is that, and then it didn't make news and all of that.
When did he order them to decamp?
Supposing Umoino decamp to LP.
Are you referring to Zenith Labour Party? I don't think he ordered anyone to decamp. Are you referring to Zenith Labour Party?
News.
Are you referring to Zenith?
The LXOT said they should go to they are another party like that.
Hello? 0803692. Go ahead, please, sir.
See, you said something about my brother. You are elected into office.
He's from Akwa Ibom. The one thing here is the fact that politics is for self-interest. He doesn't find anything wrong in it because we are from the same state. That is his governor, and he doesn't think there's anything wrong so long as...
He has a personal... Maybe he has a personal...
No, he's saying that nobody should be sentimental, so nobody should blame Governor Umo Eno. But if that is the case, why did Governor Umo Eno bar that correspondent from ever coming again to the State House? If you are bored and comfortable with your decision, why do you care? Yeah. So nobody is being sentimental here. I remember I was telling you guys on Friday that you are being sentimental. Nigeria's politics is not sentimental. They're all in for their own personal interest.
The guy said... He said the governor wants to meet his brother. So is it a brother thing?
Obviously now. Don't you, haven't you? Why do you think, why do you think of what's going on social media? Why? Think this person first. It's our turn. It's our, exactly. That's the premise.
Selfish thing.
Exactly. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Akunda.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Hello?
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. What I want to say is...
What's your name, sir?
My name is Obinna.
All right.
I'm calling from Ejibo.
All right, Obinna, please go ahead.
I want to tell INEC and the judiciary, whatever happened to Nigeria is in their hand. They are the one that spoiled this country. We, the voters, we know the person we vote. We vote rightly. If INEC and the judiciary can work their work according to, this country will be better. Whatever happened to Nigeria, let them know that they are the one that use Nigerians for ritual, for their selfish interest, INEC and the judiciary. What is the difference between the Europeans and we? Integrity. Our politician doesn't have integrity, single common integrity. Let them remember that after staying in the world, acquired everything, you face the other side, where nobody, no rigging, nothing, no wayo will be there. It's only you. Whatever you do in this world, that is what you will reap there.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. So he said something that there is integrity. Do you think there is integrity in politics?
That's what we lack here.
No, but look at what the American elections were like. It was brutal. If you were following what was going on social media, everything that was said about Joe Biden and former President Trump right now, it was brutal. It was acidic. There was hate. There was a lot of, in fact, there were racist slur comments to the extent that President Trump was almost, you saw where they shot him. I think politics all over is as crude as.
No. It's like comparing stealing and robbery. Okay. You understand that?
Right, turn down the volume of your radio.
Esther, I'm here, my sister.
Good evening.
Esther, happy Sunday.
Same to you, sir. What's your name, sir?
It's Joe from Bariga.
Wow, Joe, it's been a very long time. How are you?
Yeah, I've been trying to get through. I couldn't get through.
Oh, sorry.
But Esther, let me start this word. Please, okay. Esther and Mr. Kundayo.
Yes.
Can you tell us, after the governor of Central Bank read out what he read, he said inflation has gone.
Yeah.
Inflation has gone. Esther, sir? I used to follow my wife to the market. No, let me be sincere. I used to follow my wife to the market.
Oh, good.
God Almighty should judge. Esther, truly, Mr. Quinta, truly, has inflation gone down? Practically.
Inflation
has it gone down?
It's worse. In fact. Hello?
He just wanted to say that. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Madam Esther, Mr. Kunda. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Alex O.
Your name is?
Alex O calling.
Alex O, are you using an earpiece? Yeah. Are you using an earpiece to call?
No, I'm not using an earpiece.
Okay, so you sound a little bit far from your phone.
I can't even hear you very well. I'm using to
speak up.
Okay, speak up then.
To cover what me say concerning this thing, people might say that these people they are crafty, and the word of God says you be as wise as that person. These people they think they are wiser than the devil, but you cannot overpower the people because take out the admin. These are stooges from this politician. Suspend INEC and put them in a neutral place, and let's go out and vote. Do you think these people that are there will win sincerely to every one of us? Yes, politicians will still have their crafty in trying to win it. They will take out this argument. It's because these people have it at their detriment to use these tools to manipulate, and you see people coming out to say, yes, they are doing the right thing. Is that the right thing? And now, to the detriment of people, somebody is saying because your brother to the detriment of the politics of other people.
That one no sense. You just tell you say politics na selfish interest, basically. No sentiments.
Look at it, to the detriment of other people suffering, and you say why are we like this? And tomorrow you carry Bible and you go to church and you pray to God. And please, Esther, we should stop calling people pastors. A real pastor, Jesus called out pastors to preach his gospel. People that are called pastors are people that preach truth, not lie. Not all these people that you say they are in government that say they call themselves. I'm not the one that ordained them. Yeah, they know who ordained them. But Christ called out people to preach his gospel. And what is the gospel of Christ? Truth.
Truth.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that. I would like to take some messages now. I will start off from YouTube. My YouTube people, I think last week we really couldn't read out some messages on YouTube. So if you're trying to call and you can't get through, I am so sorry. Let me start off with the messages. Your calls are really blocking it off. Okay, so I'll start with Sunday Godwin. Okay, Abidin Ademo. Good evening. Good evening, Abidin. Mr. Lawai Kundar, Abidin is my friend though.
Okay.
Abidin is my friend. All right, Emeka Wike. Good evening, Esther, and happy Sunday. Good evening to you. Chris Rebirth, Nigeria, na Comedy Central. Exactly. Kakun, is there anything wrong? Is there anything wrong with that if they are desperate to unseat the president? It's politics, wisdom. All this talking about zoning to the south is just a fallacy. It only benefits the Yorubas. Wisdom, is it not Atiku who brought Tinubu to the mainstream politics? Although Obinwa, Nigeria is not. Also, while other countries are moving, the only thing we know is playing politics. Now, wow, and the youth are looking for which country they will jackpot. Kakun, even Obasanjo secretly is campaigning for Tinubu in 20... Okay, even Obasanjo was secretly campaigning for Tinubu in 2023. Okay, Kakun, Obi should take VP with Atiku, otherwise 2023 will repeat itself. I hate to say it, but it's just a fact. And Barrister Darlington, you people are validating the permutation of Barrister Darlington, because this was what he was preaching the last time, that Peter Obi should take up and work with Atiku.
I've been saying that.
I think people are now beginning to see that as a plausible strategy. Okay, there are. Abdurazak Abiodun says there are lots of issues in the country and someone has been endorsed for 2027 and 2025. My brother, now so we see Amu. Ngozi Ilo, you are not saying anything about Dati. He's another sound man full of intelligence. Will be Dati all the way. Okay. Well, Dati was also in this meeting that took place today that almost descended into chaos.
Is strong. Is equally matched.
Okay.
With the president when it comes to some, is equally matched politically.
All right. You people, okay. Gabriel Moses. This WhatsApp calls are interrupting. Gabriel Moses is Obi can give us the change. It's Obi that can give us the change we're looking for. All right, that's it on YouTube. Let's go on to WhatsApp. Esther, I'm tired of seeing this Tinubu-led APC is the sponsor of the crisis in PDP and Labour Party so as to destabilize them. I have said it before, like I've always said it. The best candidate for 2027 will be Oshibajo, while Obi will vice him. The only good thing Tinubu has done to this country is bringing Oshibajo, though he has not been allowed to show us what he's made of. But I pray Oshibajo doesn't retire Ururu from Ayabo. But Oshibajo has been quiet. I don't even know where he is.
Why I can't support Oshibajo?
Is it because he's a very close friend and loyal person of the president?
Part of the whole
because
thing.
the president confirmed it in that Emilio point,
and that's why he's quiet throughout. He doesn't.
Quiet. I don't even know where he is. So, in my assessment, President Tinubu possesses a deep understanding of Nigerian politics. The upcoming 2027 election may be characterized by a regional divide between the North and South, considering Atiku's struggles and the coalition's limitations. It's improbable they will mount a successful challenge against Tinubu. I strongly advise Peter Obi to prioritize Labour Party restructuring, voter education, and inclusive messaging. By addressing pressing national issues, he can expand his support base and potentially attract more followers. Abidin from Canada. This is how I smiled. Abidin. Okay, Mr. Wike the bulldozer. Someone indeed is beating the drum you're dancing to his tone. Just someday, your name will be heard and written in Guinness Book of Record, either for good or bad, for destroying or growing our nation. Continue, sir. We're watching as the planet is listening. Comrade Abraham. All right. Show me one billionaire that wouldn't be a friend of any president in Nigeria, even if the president is an alien. He would have top billionaires as friends for business protection, especially. So whatever narrative in the name of speaking political wisdom any joker is trying to create is dead, even if it exists. Again, which dodgy playbook of which president? The laziness of always blaming others for self-inflicted confusion? Is there anyone that was invited there by non-participants of the so-called coalition? I don't know why you're all bent on creating narratives to make one individual look so smart, like he holds a magic wand to cause disruption anywhere. Show me one political party in Nigeria with an ideology or people with greed deficiency. They're all fraudsters hustling for scraps, personal interest, hence the commotion and fighting for positions. You media people should stop making one man look like a superman in politics, or they planted a mole, or they are sponsoring commotion in the opposition. All that is rubbish, petty, lazy, and smelly chip talks. Tay. I've missed you, Tay. I have missed you. Happy Sunday, Esther, Mr. Okunda and VOP family. Obi should be silent with such a statement because anything can change in this life. Remember that this is only one thing his critics always use against him, as he said, same during his ABGA days. But let's move out of ABGA when they wanted to rubbish him. There is one Muyi from USA. That's the only thing he always called to discredit Obi, to generalize him with all the questionable politicians. He and others never told us any way forward for Nigeria. I meet you from Mafoluku. Good evening, Esther. I just want to greet you and your analyst. You're doing a nice job. Kudos, Ima from Okota. Thank you very much, Ima. Thank you. I sincerely do appreciate you. Okay, so yeah, the president has been endorsed under 2 years. Okay, This person says, if Tinubu believes he's a strategist, that doesn't lose elections. He's so intelligent to win elections, right? But how has that affected the country positively? Is it about winning election or being competent? Where's the sense in using all means to win elections that you won't impact any good governance? Someone is desperate, greed, criminal-minded, and self-centered, yet we call it intelligence. Ororo from Ayobo. Between the political cunningness and the ability to govern, do you think President Tinubu possesses both?
No.
So which of them does he have a stronger strength in?
The first one.
Political cunningness. Esther and Mr. Ekunda, I greet you professional. Esther, I just heard you ask, why should a pastor be involved in politics, as in the case of Pastor Eno or Reverend Father in the case of Reverend Hyacinth. My question is, why should a pastor or Reverend Father not be involved in politics? We're the ones who are saying that good people should not run away from politics. Is politics only for people of the world? There are several people in the Bible who were involved in governance and who were still clergymen, but I'm totally disappointed with Pastor Eno's style of leadership. James Obunna from Oshodi. Okay, beautiful.
That's always a problem.
Beautiful line of thought there, James. Well done. Good evening, Esther. Ubi shouldn't be discouraged. He should continue until he achieves his goal. How old is the present president? Christian from Sasha. Bonsoir, Esther Wachkwan gentlemen. I'm Engineer Oja Carlo from Benin Republic. Please let Peter Obi never try and be advised to anybody if truly he wants to help Nigerians. Also, he must be careful with any offer from Article Free Prophet Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You didn't tell us your name. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for reaching out. The government is like a student that failed an exam and you're praising yourself. Also, you want to promote himself to another class. Like I used to say, the foundation that brought this government into power is not credible. All that it does, it won't work. Like Dele Faritimi said, you can't bribe your way into power and expect development. This is what Cash and Carry Yakubu and this is what Cash and Carry Yakubu and Ariwola Kikiriko has forced throughout on Nigerians. It's like putting an Agbero in a vote of a central bank. It will loot it aground. That is why we are in this nightmare. This is Dai from Fagma. Thank you very much, Dai. Hi, Esther. You're really doing well. Your guest doesn't know much about Nigerian politics and its manipulations. Atiku is weak as regards using political tactics. VP Atiku ought to have waited for Jonathan to finish then when PDP was reigning. Could you hear how Tinubu permed his way out aside holding a 14 northern governors to win? See, Peter Obi could be good, but under this constitution he can never be a president except by mistake of the thugs in power, just as the way he became governor. What PDP did in 2003 is what APC is doing now. Grab all the states and move. Coalition is expedient in this kind of political nature, but with Atiku as president will fail. And Gbenga Ola from Fade. We need to wrap up, Mr. Lawal Ekundaya. What do you have to say?
What I want to say is that we should not give up about this country.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's our home. We can't run away from our home and start building somewhere else.
Okay.
So let's work to make Nigeria a better place. And mind you, me in particular, I'm not here to promote anybody.
Okay.
I'm here to analyze and educate.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
That is it. Because we teach students what to do to do well. So if we want Nigerians to do well, we teach people, we educate people. That's what we do. You get?
Okay.
So thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on the Political Spotlight. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Esther Wachuku, ESTIQMEDIA on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share. Have yourself an amazing evening. I'll see you tomorrow on the Evening Rush on the World News at 6. Just stay with us. Bye for now.